Today we're going to talk about the mindset that can help you get your ex back. Now, what's always interesting is when people look at me, they tend to look at me as the guy who has the keys to helping them get their exes back. The truth, though, is when you actually get down to the trenches and talk to people who have actually succeeded in getting their exes back, a lot of times it boils down to two clear concepts: the tactics and strategies revolving around getting your ex back, what to say, what to do, and the mindset you need to have when you implement those tactics and strategies. Now, the problem with our niche, so to speak, is pretty much no one cares about the mindset, and all they care about are the specific tactics and strategies revolving around getting an ex back. And the truth, though, is when you actually interview people who succeed in getting their exes back, every one of them has a unique set of tactics and strategies that they use to get their exes back. No two situations are ever alike, but one common thread that we see throughout pretty much every success story is they all have the same mindset. So today, I'm going to be showing you what that mindset is and how you can obtain it. So let's just cut right to it. What is the correct mindset that you need to have if you're going to give yourself the best chance of success in getting your ex back? Well, when we interviewed success stories, the one common theme we saw throughout them is that each and every one of our success stories at one point had outgrown their exes. But we like to take it a step further. It's not just about outgrowing your ex. It's about outgrowing your ex before you actually talk to them. And this isn't something that you can just say, okay, I've outgrown my ex, I'm good now, I'm going to talk to my ex. It's a lot more complicated than that. One of the biggest errors I think I made early on in my career teaching people was telling them to fake it until they make it. The problem with this is when you're trying to outgrow your ex, or at least obtain that type of a mindset, it is definitely not one that you can fake. For some reason, people who try to fake it or pretend that they've outgrown their ex come off as inauthentic to their ex, and their ex almost always knows, and they fall flat on their face when they begin to implement the tactics and strategies that we talk about on this YouTube channel. So how do you actually become so strong internally that you feel like you don't care about getting your ex back, or you feel like you've outgrown them? You feel like your ex is no longer the first priority. Well, I'm not going to lie to you. Pretty much everyone who goes through a breakup will have experienced what I like to call the Obsessive X Trap. Basically, they fall into this trap where they cannot stop thinking about their ex. Turning the corner, there's something that reminds them of their ex. Hearing a song on the radio reminds them of their ex. Doing a certain activity like going to the gym reminds them of their ex, and they cannot stop thinking about them. And this makes it extremely hard to get over the breakup. Science has even taught us that a lot of times people who are going through a breakup are experiencing the same withdrawals that drug addicts experience, where they're trying to cycle off a hard drug. It is hard to stop thinking about your ex. The real key, though, is not to stop thinking about them, it's to start thinking about them in a little bit of a different way. Outgrowing them. Hey there, real quick, I want to say that if you're new to this YouTube channel, or you're trying to figure out what you should be doing to get your ex back, and you're trying to learn if you even have a chance in your specific circumstance, probably the smartest thing for you to do is actually stop by our website, www.exboyfriendrecovery.com, or take our Ex Recovery Chances quiz that can be found at exboyfriendrecovery.com. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, taking that free quiz is super easy to do. All you have to simply do is look in the description link below this YouTube video and click on the link you see there. It will take you directly to the quiz where you can fill it out and get an easy answer on what you should be doing going forward, and overall what your chances look like in your specific situation. All right, so let's get you back to the video. But how? How do you do this when you cannot stop thinking about your ex and all you think about is how much you want them to come back? Well, a few months ago, I filmed a video that didn't get a ton of attention. For whatever reason, we don't really know which of our videos are going to take off and which of our videos are going to ring kind of stale to our viewers. But one of my favorite videos that I ever did was the one where I started talking about a Magnum Opus. Basically, the Magnum Opus is this thing that you're remembered for when you die. And what I was trying to get across when I was talking about the Magnum Opus concept was the fact that you don't want to be remembered for this breakup when you die. You are destined for greater things. So why not focus your efforts and energy on your Magnum Opus instead of on your ex? But how do you know what is the right thing to focus on to outgrow your ex? How do you know what is right to go for with your Magnum Opus? Well, for that, I think we need to look at the meaning of life. Well, I would love to sit here and say that I know the meaning of life. I don't. Well, the longer I've lived, the more I've kind of realized that the meaning to life is to give life meaning. And really, when you look at what gives people meaning throughout their lives, you can kind of distill it down into three core categories. The first categories is our connections with others. This includes things like romantic connections, like your connection with your ex, or your connection when you make a new friend, or your connection in love that you have for your family. All of these things fall into that connection category that gives our lives meaning. The problem, I think, is there's still two other categories that can help give your life meaning when you go through your life. The problem for our clients is they focus so heavily on this one category that they completely neglect the other categories. So what are those other categories? Well, the next category lies in understanding. Basically, this is like learning about the world, making sense of the complexity of our lives. Sometimes we can find meaning through knowledge. And what's always interesting about this is no one really likes to talk about knowledge, but when they experience true knowledge and gaining something new or acquiring a new skill, they feel great about themselves. Of course, that isn't the only other category that can help give your life meaning. This one's my personal favorite, and really that has to do with service. Now, service kind of encompasses a lot of different things. You have service to other people, you have improving other people's lives, you have things like medical professionals, but we can even distill service down into art, because in an odd way, when you go to the movies and watch a movie, you are experiencing something, and that artist is trying to help make your life better or teach you something about life, which kind of goes into the second category. Then you have things like chefs. People who literally try to make your life better by giving you food to help nourish you. Here's my point. A lot of times when people are too obsessive about their ex, they're obsessing too much about only one of the categories that can help give their life meaning. The true thing with a Magnum Opus is when you look back at your life, I can guarantee you, you do not want to be remembered just for this relationship with this person. You want to leave a somewhat type of a legacy behind, something that you're remembered for. Elon Musk has the space program and the Tesla cars. Bill Gates has Microsoft. Steve Jobs has Apple. What is your Magnum Opus? Something tells me it's not this breakup. And once you identify that by looking at the areas of your life that give you meaning that you're kind of lacking as a human being, it will help give you insight into what you should be spending your time on to help you outgrow your ex. And then once you feel good about whatever you've chosen, like for me personally, I want to write a novel. That's like art. That's service in an odd way. And believe me when I say it's no mistake that I've chosen a service type of a job, helping people through breakups, because that helps give my life meaning. But I also have more to me than just this aspect of my life. I have my friends, I have my family, I have my insatiable desire to learn about the world. All of those things help give my life meaning and helps me focus to where I don't hyper focus on one thing too much. You need to get to that level before you talk to your ex, because I can guarantee you the types of conversations you're going to have when you're at that mentality is going to be a lot different than the types of conversations you're going to have when you're hyper focused on getting them back. And that is the mindset that can help you actually get your ex back. Now, while you should be focusing on trying to find a way to give your life more meaning before you talk to your ex, the inevitable question that most people are gonna have is, well, Chris, I don't care about that. I wanna figure out what exactly my chances are of getting my ex back. Now, luckily for you, on our website, www.exboyfriendrecovery.com, I've put together a special quiz that's basically designed to help answer this question for you. And luckily for you, all you have to do is look in the description link below this YouTube video and click the link you see there to take the quiz. It's that simple. Also, if you haven't already commented or liked or even subscribed to our YouTube channel, we would greatly appreciate that. I'll see you on the other side.